Hi, I'm Camilla.
And I'm Kane, and we are
the FI Resellers. And we have a what sold video for you. We are part-time resellers on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Facebook Marketplace. So we buy items from thrift stores and other places that we can get items for super cheap, and we sell them on these sites for a profit. So we are going to share with you some of our best sales from this past week, and then share how much we made and share an update on our investment. So we invest a little bit of what we make each week into an investment account, and we keep you updated on how that's growing or not growing, all that kind of stuff, just to kind of encourage you to invest on your own and just show you kind of a real world example of what that looks like.
Yeah, let's look at the highlights.
So here we have a Lululemon hoodie, and it's the Confluence hoodie. It's a men's extra small, and this is a really nice piece. It seems to be newer. You can tell that by the size dot. It has a ton of numbers on the size dot. The size dots right before this have numbers, but just fewer of them. And then the ones before that just had the, actual size on there. No numbers around the edge. But anyway, I looked this up, and yeah, we really had to dig into this pocket for it. Usually Lululemon size dots are in, if there's a pocket, it's the one that has like the smaller pocket within it. So it's like really buried in there. But anyway, I looked the style number up and found that it was the Confluence hoodie. I just listed it a couple days ago, and it sold for $40 pretty quickly, which was really nice. I had listed it at $50. It didn't seem like there were that many listed, but this was also a very, very small size, an extra small for men. So I figured, I would list mine kind of at the price that they were selling for. And I'm really happy that I did, because this sold really quickly. We got this in a thread up rescue box, so we are slowly but surely making our money back on that box. And so we're really happy to get good sales like this one.
Another item that we got from the men's thread up rescue box were these Nike Air Maxes. These are the 2090s, and they're the anthracite kind. They're pretty cool. They kind of feel like they're a little stretched out, a little worn, but the bottoms are looking pretty nice. So maybe not too worn. Maybe, I'm not exactly sure what the deal with this is, but it probably has to do with the stretchy part, kind of just pulling it downward. But anyway, we love selling Nikes because you can easily find what they are in terms of the style numbers and all that information is there. And so if you can't find it based on what's on there, then it's probably fake. But anyway, we definitely love getting Nikes, especially in these men's thread up rescue boxes, because they give us a chance to get sneakers like these where we probably wouldn't find them at the bins pretty much ever, especially in as nice of a condition as this. Overall, we're really happy with the sale. Got $45 for them on Poshmark. Oh, by the way, you always want to check the air bubbles for Air Maxes, make sure that they're not popped. And yeah, so we're gonna ship these out. Pretty nice. USPS priority mail with Poshmark. Always easy. Okay, this one, just showing it off because it's fun and interesting. Other than that, it only sold for $26.65. And if you're thinking, man, Kang's voice sounds incredibly deep, it's because I'm getting over a cold. It's really not all that bad. I'm getting over it. I'm on the tail end of it. But other than that, this is pretty cool. It's got Santa, Jesus fighting aliens on what I imagine will be Christmas, because they've got presents and whatnot. So pretty cool. Found it at the bins. I just couldn't pass it up because it was just so interesting, and I knew that it would be good for a tacky Christmas sweater party type thing. So got it anyway, and sure enough, it's selling before Christmas. Blizzard Bay, not much of anything. They kind of make a lot of these types of Christmas sweaters, and they seem to be pretty well made. I mean, considering all the embroidery and stuff going on in here, it's not like cheaply made. So $26.65 is not terrible, especially when a lot of these go for $50 or $60 new. So there you go. I'll take it. All right, we have one more William Eward glass, this Martini glass. You can see that logo there with the dog, William Eward. This sold for $47.75. And this one happens to be a little different than the set of 5 that we sold before. Those were a little lighter. This one happens to be 6.6 or 6.7-ish. And so the difference in weight meant that they were technically different. All the other 5 were the same weight, and this one just happens to be just a little different. Okay, so now it's 6.8. But anyway, it's essentially a similar glass, similar Martini glass, the maker of it and the logo and the brand is really good. So kind of just be on the lookout for Crystal by William Eward. You will be pretty happily surprised. I was happily surprised when I found these at the bins and they were still intact. So pretty interesting there. Kind of never know what you're gonna find at the bins anyway. So we're gonna ship this out as best we can. All right, folks. What I ended up doing was putting the Martini Glass inside a box, kind of wrapped. And then we're gonna put this box inside this bigger box to kind of float it. So this is what a lot of people do when it comes to hard goods, especially glassware. I'm gonna fill the rest of this up with some more padding and then we're gonna ship it off.
So we have one dud to share with you. That's an item that we would not pick up in the future. And it was this pencil skirt by the brand Grace Elements. We got this actually from Kang's mom, and she was cleaning out her closet and gave us some items. So we have had this listed for 749 days, so like about 2.5 years, so really not good. It sold for $14.30 on eBay and we made a profit of $7.72, which is actually pretty good considering, that we've had this for so long, that it's kind of a nothing brand. And since it's been listed that long, I'm just really happy that we actually found it in our inventory, that we hadn't lost it at this point. That does happen to us sometimes. We do sometimes lose things,
right?
Especially from those early days. So if you are just starting out as a reseller, I would really encourage you to get a system set up, because we didn't set up a system early on, and so some of those early items, it's difficult to find them, and so that is always terrible when you have to cancel on a buyer because you can't find the item.
Right.
Just an awful feeling. So really happy with this sale to actually finally get it out, but I would not be picking up that brand in the future. I would not be, on the lookout. And honestly, a lot of pencil skirts I kind of leave behind because I don't see a lot of people wearing pencil skirts right now, at least like not all the way to the knees. That's kind of something that people don't really wear that much in the workplace anymore. And if they do, they probably have some that they've had for years. So here are our total numbers from the past week. We sold a total of 34 items for a gross revenue of $840.33. Our cost of goods for those 34 items was $94.61. On eBay, we sold 21 items for $314.96. Poshmark, we sold 11 items for $113.63. On Facebook, we sold 2 items for $21.70. So in total, our net profit was $450.29. So overall, kind of an average week. We didn't necessarily hit our goal, but we are still pretty close to that reseller equilibrium where we're listing about the same amount that we're selling, which I'm really happy about. I don't really want to be growing our store more than what it is right now, but we are kind of getting down into the dregs of our ThredUp box. So that was one of our kind of maternity or parental leave plans for our business, was we got a couple 100-pound boxes of men's ThredUp items, and so we've been working through those. So now we're kind of down to like the duds of the box basically. And so we haven't been listing that great of items, but hopefully we'll be finished with that soon, and then we'll be able to list some items from Scott's box that he gave us. And those are really good items, so that should energize our store. So we're really excited after that to then go back out to the thrift store.
Ooh, yeah, and then we'll have some hauls for you finally. So the cost of goods was pretty high, on average about $3 this time around, and before, our average cost of goods was closer to $2, $2.25. That's almost a 30% increase in cost of goods. Pretty high comparatively to our past, so that kind of tells you that it did affect our profit margins just a little bit. We are very close to that 500 mark that we usually want. And then it also tells you that a lot of our items are stale, that since they haven't moved in the past, maybe they won't move as quickly. Some of them are seasonal. We're just trying to figure out where it is that we need to focus our energy so that maybe we can just sell through some of our oldest items. We have been trying to run sales and stuff, so I think maybe it's time for us to really evaluate, do we want to keep this stuff anymore? Is it going to sell in the future? So that's just a few things that we need to evaluate. Hopefully you're thinking about that for your business too. You don't really want to clog your business up with too many items. That's it for too long, right? 700 some odd days for that Grace Elements pencil skirt is just a little too long. So we think that we will actually be donating quite a few things or making some boxes. So it really depends on kind of what our immediate goals are when we do want to go to the thrift store again. we just don't want to be overwhelmed with all the stuff that we have in our house.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for our segment on building wealth. And this is where we update you on our investments and we talk about building wealth. And so what we have for you here today is this update, and it has about a $300 swing from last week, and it's in the better direction. It's in the good direction. We're still red, but it was down like 1,200 something. Now it's down 900 something. It's not great, but it's headed in the right direction, and that's where we want to see it. As always, we are looking long term. If you haven't been keeping up with us and this is your first time here, we do invest a little bit of our profits from our reselling into this experiment to show you what the potential is and what the long-term goal is. And really the long-term goal for us is to retire early. And this is just an experiment to show you that over the span of 20, 30, even 40 years, that this index that we use for this experiment is something that we're very confident in. And so just keep up with us. We think that it'll be back in the green in about a month and a half or two, hopefully about 2 months or so. We'll see. But anyway, that's what we've got for you as far as the update goes. We're not too worried about it, so hopefully you aren't either. The other thing we want to talk about is a follow-up from what we were talking about last week and the previous week actually, is that what you want to do with building wealth is understanding where your time is valued and then cutting out kind of the things that you really don't like. How you evaluate that, I think one of the good ways to do it is to really think about what you don't like, first of all, which is something we talked about last week, but also what your ideal workplace or your ideal schedule or what your ideal day looks like, and then really figure out what you value the most, right? As far as family goes, we want to spend a lot of time with each other, our family. We want to be able to travel, all those things. And then that's your why of FI. The reasons why we are pursuing financial independence is for the things that we value. And so just take a step back and think about what you value most, where you can put your energy, where it makes the most impact. And that will give you a good idea of, first of all, what you don't like, and then what you really do like, so that you can build a plan around that, so you can have that both on the journey, but also when you hit a level of financial dependence where you can kind of put work aside and really focus on the things that you value.
Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below how your week is going. We'd love to chat with you down there. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that it should show this video to more people. And we love meeting new people here on YouTube. And if you are new to our community, we would love to have you subscribe if you aren't already, and just have you be a part of our community here on YouTube.
Yeah, keep that passion burning, y'all. Even on weeks like this where we don't really meet our goals, we still think that things are going well. We hope that things are going well with you. So hopefully you're chatting with us down in the comments, and hopefully you just let us know how you're doing, because we're really rooting for you. So we'll see you later.
Bye.
We're always rooting for you. Hopefully you share your wins with us, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
We'll see you later. We'll see you later. We'll see you later.